Now let's dive deep into the big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Jason Nunez, and let's queer up the USA view. Bi plus people are queer enough, and it's time they took the spotlight. In the heart of today's LGBTQ plus community lies a paradox. The largest subgroup is almost the most invisible. According to a 2024 Pew Research study, bisexual adults make up 4% of the United States population, more than those identifying as gay, lesbian, or trans, all combined. Yet, bi plus people remain the silent majority, often left out of queer spaces and conversations. In an article written for The Advocate, Sam Perry, a bisexual, gender-nonconforming editor based in Chicago, says, quote, "Bisexuals need to reconsider the lackluster approach to community building and political organizing. Now is the time for bisexuals, pansexuals, omnisexuals, and others with fluid identities to support the broader queer community and help ourselves." End quote. The numbers are staggering. 26% of bisexuals aren't out to anyone. Only 19% are out to most people in their lives. Many are isolated, navigating a world where even LGBTQ spaces can feel unwelcoming. But invisibility can no longer be an option. With threats looming from anti-LGBTQ legislation to a tech bro surveillance state, the queer community can't afford for half of itself to sit this one out. Perry says, quote, "Bisexuals is queer enough," end quote, urging bi plus people to reconnect, mobilize, and fight back. Perry also reminds us, quote, "The bisexual flag as we know it descends directly from queer resistance to fascism and hate," end quote. Perry argues that now is a time to honor that legacy and show up for each other. You know, this is interesting to me as a recent gay within the last decade. I had to learn LGBTQ plus and what all of that meant. And one of the things that truly saved my life as I transitioned out of the military and that structure was a pride event. And at that pride event, I saw all sorts of flags. And, you know, here are the lesbians, here are the trans, here are the bears, here are the twinks. What do the colors mean? What does all of that mean? They are all part of our community. And while we have an LGBT inclusive space, Wilton Manors is one of the very lasting queer meccas, if you would, in the country. And we should be very proud of that for our local community. We need to create a safe space for all of our community. Mm-hmm. LGBTQ plus, all of them. And for me, I'm proud to say the Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce and the LGBT Visitor Center in Wilton Manors is a safe space. There are many other safe spaces within Fort Lauderdale, but we need to honor and respect all of them. And for my bi plus brothers, sisters, and community, you are here. Echoing Ms. Bonnie over here. Mm-hmm. We will stand beside you, we will stand behind you, and we are all here for you, and we are the safe space.
Right. It's so interesting. I mean, they're right in the middle of our acronym. They're said all the time, but they're the least really talked about, right? And I think because you lose some of the oomph about the B, because many of us like went into the shallow part of the pool when we first came out and we're like, oh, let's come out as bi, right? To be safe. And then we were like, oh my God, I am a big dyke, right? But, you know, or like, wow, you know, we all said that, right? And I think because of that, it loses its strength in some way, and it should not, by no means at all, okay? Like Jason said, we need to make a safe space for everyone, whatever it is, you know? Bi, fluid, pan, they do exist, you know? The thing is that I think that many bisexual people don't speak up as much, right? And maybe because they don't feel that most of the stuff is directed to them, right? So I get that, you know? I made the mistake of telling my mom that I was bi when I first came out, right? And I call it a mistake because that gave her hope for the rest of her life.
Yes.
Even I've been married for 8 years.
Which is really an unfortunate thing.
And she still has hope for that part of being bi. Not that I loved both or that both could make me fall in love with them, right? I fell in love with a woman. But it's harder to explain to people that for a long period of time I dated both equally and everything was fine.
Yeah, I think also within our community, you know, we think of our bi plus part of the community as selfish because they want both. And they want all the lesbians, they want all the gays, and they just want to be bi plus and they want it all. but that is still a member of our community, regardless of where you choose, what you choose, how many you choose.
Yep.
Pansexual, omnisexual. There's so many members of our community, and the important thing is that we treat everyone with dignity and respect where they're at. It's not our lives, it's not our choice, it's not our identity. It's
and that
theirs.
they feel safe. That's it. Like we do for the other letters in the acronym.
Also, gay men are selfish. We more selfish than the bisexuals. We use bisexuality to come out the closet, because I definitely was a bi now, gay later as well to a friend of mine in high school when she found my Twitter at the time, and she was like, Chad,
I'm sure she found your Twitter.
Yeah, child. She's like, do you like dudes? And I was like, I like both. Look at me now.
Well, I think you touched on something. I'll even
Did I touch on? I'm sorry. Just
no, culturally, let's say, by male, right? Culturally, if they are dating a man at the time, they're like, oh, you're just gay. Or if they're dating a female at the time, they don't talk about having proclivities to also liking men, because it's going to be a backlash. And gay men look at bi men as, oh, you just haven't come out of the closet fully yet, and vice versa for women. So bi people have been put in a very difficult position of not speaking up, because they're going to get hate from both sides. So we do really have to, at this table, we've already said it, let our bi sisters and brothers know that there is a space for you at the table. Let's talk about it. And again, let's educate. Every part of our letter has a story, and every part of our letter needs to educate the other letters.
Yep.
So if you don't understand bisexuality, pansexuality, all of it, educate yourself and talk to them. Just don't think that they are a gateway to something else.
100%. And that makes me sad. Like when Jason said 26%, like in the closet still, like, wow, that's a lot. I mean, probably a lot of Republicans.
hello.
Yeah, hello.
That is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.